Yeah.
What's happening, Hoodlum Gang? Welcome back to my channel. This your boy Hoodie from the Hood, aka your friend from that big old N. And I got a very special guest, homie. This was highly requested. It's been since I started my channel, in the comments, on the lives, whenever people run into me in person, especially when we did the Trued Up video shoot not too long ago. People was asking for me to get my homie back on here. But before we get started, small disclaimer. I've been working, man, and if y'all haven't seen a lot of content coming from me, I've been having a lot of technical difficulties behind the scenes, so I don't know what was going on. It took me 3 days to upload that video, that conversation with Kill Switch, and I did 2 reactions to the homie A-Rax featuring DW Flame, which it just was not uploading. So y'all probably like, man, where he at? I have been working. I just, you know, for some reason it wasn't going my way. But I'm back by popular demand, and like I said, I got a very special guest. He don't need no introduction, but I'm gonna let him give you one anyways. So without further ado, introduce yourself to the people. Let them know who you are.
Hey, what's good, y'all? Motherfucking, it's your boy, One Shot Kill, Bullet Loco, Jayo, Felony in the building. Much love. Thanks for having me, you know what I mean? Y'all know what it is.
Right. Obviously legendary, iconic, not only in San Diego, not only in California, but, well, even outside the West Coast, just rap in general. You know what I mean? Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get into, y'all already know about all that, so we're gonna go ahead and get into the origins of James Savage. Where were you born? What year? What city? What state? All that good stuff, man.
Oh man, what's up with it, Hoodie? I mean, I came up out of a town called Portsmouth, Virginia. You know what I'm saying? It's a small town out of Virginia, close to Norfolk. I actually was born in Norfolk, Virginia, Norfolk General Hospital, but I was in Portsmouth, Virginia, is where all my folks, all my mom and them was from. You know what I mean? So I lived there until I was, you know what I mean, like shit, like 9, something like that, 10 years old. Then we moved to this motherfucking crazy part of downtown called Apple Street in Virginia, where a bunch of dope fiends and shit like that was rambling, you know what I mean? And I remember the motherfucking house burning down and shit like that. And we had like a kerosene heater, and me and my niece was up in the house, and I fell asleep, and I seen a fucking hole. Like when I woke up, I seen a whole motherfucking roof was in flame.
Right.
And I wasn't scared. I just, you know what I mean? Cause I used to start fires all the fucking time, so I wasn't scared, but my mind was just like, get your fucking niece and get the fuck out of here. And that's what the fuck I did. I grabbed my little niece and got the fuck out of there. And my mom and my grandma was outside. And I was kind of happy that motherfucker burned down, because we was in some slummy shit anyway.
Right. So what year was you born?
72. I was born in 72.
Okay.
I'm about to be 50, like tomorrow.
right.
You know
See
what I mean?
that tomorrow.
Yeah.
So damn, man, 50. That's crazy. Yeah. So you got any siblings?
I got a whole lot of siblings on my pop side, on my mom's side, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like shit, my mom had a gang of kids. My mom had like 11 kids and shit, so I got a gang of sisters. I'm actually the youngest. I'm James Edward Savage III. You know what I'm saying? That's my pop's name, my brother's name. You know what I'm saying? So I'm named after them and shit. You know what I mean? Shout out to my pops, rest in peace. He passed away like 2 years ago. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Rest in peace.
And,
so,
but one thing about my pops I respect, and that's why niggas stay afloat without having to go through no bullshit, you know what I'm saying? A nigga keep something for a rainy day, and that nigga kept something for a rainy day. And he rest in peace, nigga, 2 years ago, and still sent me some motherfucking money for my birthday. You know what I'm saying? That's player shit.
That's crazy.
You know what I mean? Shout out to my pops, all this on him and shit. You know what I mean? I'm having a good time for the next goddamn couple of weekends off my pops. That nigga sent the nice.
That's crazy.
Nice check for a nigga. He always told me keep something for a rainy day.
Right, and you said he passed 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Still blessed me.
And still blessed me. I got a check from him from my brother sent from my pops like 2-3 days ago. You know what I mean? My brother like, go put that motherfucker in the bank.
Right.
You feel me? But it's a blessing, and just by him always telling me that when I was little, you know what I'm saying, that nigga followed what he was telling me and showed me by his actions, you know what I mean?
Right.
Because when that nigga died, you know what I mean, I ain't giving a fuck about no money. The only thing I really gave a fuck about is, you know, my where he stayed at was a house that I was at when I was a kid, so I wanted to keep the house in the family so everybody can go there. You know what I'm saying? When we want to have holidays and family gatherings, we can go there, but family members be janky sometimes, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna get into that, but you know.
Right. All right, and so what schools did you attend out there, and how was it out there? Like what do you all remember?
I remember going to like 2 elementary schools out there because I was real young when I came out here. So I went to one elementary school. It was fun, but then I remember going to another school where it was more like whitish. It was more whitish, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And my name was James, and the teacher used to call me Jimmy. And I think she probably thought I was deaf or some shit because I'll be at the pencil sharpener and she's calling the motherfucker name Jimmy, and I'm still at the pencil sharpener. She probably think I'm stupid, the motherfucker, because I ain't answering to no goddamn Jimmy.
Did you know that Jimmy was a nickname for James?
Of course I knew that,
oh,
but that ain't my fucking name, goddamn it. You know what I mean? I knew that, but you know what I'm saying? That ain't my fucking name. Like, my name's James, goddamn it.
Right.
But it was funny. She was calling me Jimmy. I'm like, I remember that shit like yesterday. But she was pretty too, pretty white lady. I like teachers like that. On Nightwood.
This nigga.
I used to call one of my teachers hair.
This nigga.
I was like, in 2nd grade, I remember my teacher, Miss Wintingham, and she was pretty as fuck with long hair. I used to let me brush her hair. Nobody else could brush her hair but me. I just brushed Miss Wintingham hair, and be happy as fuck. We on a field trip on Nightwood with all the shit. We on a field trip, nigga. They mad. Let me do it, James. They ain't know. It's just me, nigga. Nightwood, Miss Wintingham. Pretty
look, hey, he still remember her name.
Yeah. Like a motherfucker.
She about 70 something.
Yeah, she about 88 right now.
Nah, but so you said your house burned down. What you said it was the heater or something?
Yeah,
like
it was
that?
a kerosene heater. Like, we had a kerosene heater, but that motherfucker didn't have no like guard on that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And that shit caught on to the motherfucking curtain.
So you burnt the house down?
I didn't burn down shit. The kerosene heater burnt the house down. I would have probably burnt that motherfucker down myself on purpose. Shit.
So after the house burned down, how long did it take for you to relocate to California, and why California? Why San Diego specifically?
My big sister was already living out here, you know what I'm saying? She was living out here before me, and my mom was living out here. So we came out here with her, you feel me? And she just had everything laid out. And then once my mom came out here, she got her own spot, and I went with her for a while. And then I moved out of my mom's house when I was like 15.
Right.
Back then, I was selling dope and shit. And,
well, we gonna get there. We gonna get there. Hold on.
You know.
All right. So you moved out here at what age? What year?
Fucking. It's like 85, 86, something like that. Like 85, 86. It was. I know it was the beginning of probably like 86 because it was cold as fuck when we was leaving there, and it was like January. And when we got here, it was warm as fuck, and it was January. I was like, God damn, if it get rough, I can sleep outside out this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Now, nigga, you can't sleep outside in this bitch this day. It's 30 something outside.
Right,
it wasn't like that when I was a kid.
I think it's just. I mean, we
shit like motherfucker.
We've had winters like this before, but for some reason, 2022 is just colder than the rest. Like the other day, I came out. I was about to go take my son to school. My windshield was frozen, homie. That ain't never happened to me.
But you never got as many days in the 30s, is what I'm saying.
Right,
like,
that's what I'm saying.
Right now,
something about this year is
every
different.
Night, it's 30 something.
Right,
you know
definitely.
Like,
definitely. We used to be able to have short sleeves on if it wasn't raining. Exactly. You know what I mean? Short sleeves on. Now you can't do that, nigga, right now.
I ain't going nowhere, nigga. I'm chilling.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So you moved out here 85, 86. We'll say the end of 85?
Yeah.
All right. And what area did you move to?
We first was in East Dago. We moved to East San Diego. We was there probably about a year, something like that.
All right, now hold on. I want to focus on East Dago right quick because you said 85, 86.
Yeah.
And this is already the crack era.
Yeah.
So you experienced a little bit of that coming from Virginia. It had just started.
Yeah.
You moved to California, San Diego, and the crack era is already booming in San Diego at this time. You moved to East Dago.
Where I was in Virginia though, it was like mostly, it was like pills, like heroin and
right,
and like boy and girl, like powder.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It was like heroin and cocaine. You feel me? Like the crack really wasn't really that shit. It was the heroin and that coke.
Right.
That
so
girl heroin. That's what the niggas was off for. I was at. You see niggas being a line, just nodding off with pus coming out their fingers. They was on that heroin out there.
Right.
Yeah. Virginia, where I was from, is kind of like Baltimore. It's really like.
That's what it sounded like.
Yeah, there's a lot of killing where I was at. I was in the projects. Actually, the projects where I was at, it was called Lincoln Park Projects, ironically.
This nigga.
And
you from Lincoln Park?
Yeah.
You trying to tell me something?
Goddamn right, nigga. LP.
This nigga stupid.
Hey. So on some real shit, and it's like, cause it was so. My brother and them was off the chain. My big brother was running shit out there, so it was crazy. Because you used to see a lot of murders, you know what I'm saying? At like 6, 7 years old, you know what I'm saying? I'm seeing a lot of like people get killed a lot, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. But I never seen like no innocent kids get hit or nothing like that. But I did see a lot of people get their head blew, but get their brains blew out. You know what I'm saying?
So
like,
you was already accustomed to seeing dead bodies.
Yeah, at a young age. You know what I'm saying? Like I done seen, like one time I was in the projects called Outer Barbara Projects in Portsmouth, and like I knew these motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? And they knew my brother. My brother was cold, vicious motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? But and they was friends of his and shit. And they just blew this motherfucker brains out, you know what I'm saying? And the firemen came. I remember the firemen coming, and I don't know what. I just went and looked at the dude, and the fireman just showed me his whole shit. He opened up the motherfucking towel and let me see his hair, his whole scalp on the towel, and this nigga was dead, the motherfucker. But I don't know why. I just looked over there. I'll never forget it. He just opened the shit up like, yeah, you want to come look at you little motherfucker? Here's some motherfuckers showed me that shit, bro. Right. And I just like, whoa. But
you think he was trying to show you that like this ain't how you want to end up, or you think he had ill intentions to scare you? Or even though that's both.
Give a fuck. He
right.
He probably look at me like, I think he probably know me because I used to light fires all the time in the projects. Oh, yeah. I was like,
so you did burn the house down?
No, I didn't burn the house down. I was an expert with the shit. I was an expert. That's why I wasn't scared. That's how I got out unscathed. It wouldn't have scratched on me, and the whole goddamn the whole ceiling was in flames.
See, that's why your ass couldn't go to fire camp.
Yeah, it wasn't a scratch on me though. You know what I'm saying? I was the fireman. But I think he probably knew me or something personally.
Right.
I don't know, but I used to light fires all the fucking time and make them come late at night because my mom worked late at night. So I used to go outside late at night when she was at work and light up the dumpsters and shit and make the firemen come, and then everybody, the whole projects be coming outside, all kind of shit.
Right, it was entertainment.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
All right, so like I said, let's get back to East Dago.
Yeah. I didn't like East Dago because there was possums and shit out there all the fucking time when I was little. That's what I remember out there.
Did you attend school in East Dago?
Yeah, I went to Wilson Elementary on Orange, right there by the McDonald's. Right. I went right there by the McDonald's.
Ain't no McDonald's there now.
Yes, it is on University right there by McDonald's. That McDonald's right there.
Nah, it ain't there no more.
On University?
Nah, I know where Wilson is at. Wilson is closer to El Cajon Boulevard.
And McDonald's right there, and you walk right down that same street in that orange school right there. the elementary school. I remember getting in trouble and have to stay on the weekend and shit like that.
Look, the homie stuck in there. Ain't no McDonald's right there.
Right there on University.
Nah, ain't no McDonald's on University or El Cajon Boulevard.
Okay.
There used to be one on 54th at El Cajon Boulevard. That's now
no, it was one on University too.
It ain't no more. Ain't no McDonald's. But anyways,
or is that El Cajon I'm talking about?
Yeah, Wilson is by El Cajon, and there still ain't no McDonald's over there.
Now.
It's a churches over there.
Well, is that McDonald's still on El Cajon?
Nah.
Oh, what?
Look, anyway, so how long was you right there? First of all, when you was at Wilson, did you get introduced?
What?
Did you get introduced to any gang activity at Wilson?
Yeah, I kind of got introduced to what colors was. You know what I'm saying? And I remember one time I was happened to be in all blue. Just happened, it was just coincidence. I ain't really even know about that type of shit yet.
Right.
And it was somebody from the coast. He had a jerry curl. I don't remember who it was, but he didn't go to the school.
Right.
And people were scared of him. He was like a bully.
Now let the people who don't know what the coast is.
The coast, the West Coast 30. Shout out to the 30 guy. You know what I mean? Hey, that's so I guess niggas was scared of him or something, but I was kind of like a cock-strong kid, you know what I'm saying? So I wasn't really scared of motherfuckers, you know what I mean? I used to like fighting bigger people than me.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I was quick to stand up to him, and we didn't fight or nothing like that, but even the whole people, all the kids that was going to school with me at lunch was like, damn, he stood up to him, and
right.
like they was tripping off the way I wasn't scared like all them motherfuckers was, because that motherfucker was kind of buff.
Right.
Little buff ass mean motherfucker, like bully ass nigga.
Now you said he didn't go there. So he used to just come up there.
Yeah, he used to come on the campus at lunchtime and shit like that, and be talking shit like, I don't know, it weirdo shit. But,
right. So
but I only we stayed in East Dago probably like a year. You know what I'm saying? And then that's when I moved to Ozark right there.
All right. But all right. So when you was at Wilson, you met the dude from West Coast. Did you meet anybody from East Dago mob yet?
Nah, I met like a little a dude from Skyline, light skinned dude. He had a jerry curl. He used to wear San Francisco 49ers jacket all the time. It was him and this other little nigga with a jerry curl. I don't remember his name.
I'm assuming everybody had a jerry curl. If it's not 85, 86.
But them niggas did. You know what I'm saying? Them two niggas had jerry curl. They was like bosom buddies and shit.
Right.
They was always together. But there was two of them niggas and that nigga from the coast. But other than that, I was messing with females. I really didn't give a fuck about that shit at the time. Right. I was into having female friends and trying to go to the movies with them and meeting girls at the school. It tripped me out at that school because when I went to Wilson, what tripped me out about Wilson and the difference from Virginia and Wilson is it was like outside. In Virginia, you going to school in the fucking blizzards and all kind of shit.
Right.
And everything is in one building, one classroom. You know what I mean? And when you get out here, I'm going to different classes, going outside to go to the other class and shit like that, playing basketball out on the court. You know what I mean? Outside.
Right.
So it was a different environment. You know what I mean? And that shit was like fun. It reminded me of like TV type of shit.
Was there because I know Wilson. If you didn't run into anybody from East Dago mob, was there the essays from East Side there?
I don't know.
Or you just didn't pay attention?
I wasn't paying attention to that shit. You know what I'm saying? When I got to Gompers, that's where it was more black. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Gompers was more black than it over there.
Yeah, obviously.
That shit was like white people shit. You know what I'm saying? Like East Dago, right at that school, it was like, it reminded me of shit. Before I came to Virginia, it was like this TV show with this white lady on it that was at the beach in California type of shit. Like, this is like, it reminded me of that like type of shit, right? When I go to fucking Gompers, it's like niggas is rapping. It remind me of Beat Street or some shit.
All right, hold on. You ahead of me. You
know what I'm saying?
So you leave Wilson, you move to Ozark.
Yeah.
Where's Ozark?
Ozark is right on by 47th Street. It's like I walk to go to school. Right there is like across the street from Lincoln High School.
Right
there in a corner, there's some apartments. Like you gotta go upstairs. It's like a high-rise type apartment thing.
Now is Ozark? Is that Willie? Is that Willie James Jones now?
I think so. Yeah.
I think, I don't know, but I think, obviously I wasn't around back then, but I think
Ozark.
they changed
From Ozark to Willie James Jones.
Yeah, when he got killed.
Yeah. Who the fuck is Willie James Jones?
Somebody who went to Lincoln High School.
Oh, okay.
He went to Lincoln High School and got killed over there.
Oh, that's okay.
And they named the street after. I think he was like, I don't know if he played sports. I don't know if he played for Lincoln High. He was some type of like a good kid. I don't even think he was a gangbanger.
Yeah. Rest
and
in peace.
yeah, they changed the name. But all right.
But that's what it was when I was there, Ozark.
All right, so Ozark and Imperial.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you started going to Gompers.
Yeah.
Which is in the 40s on 47th and Hilltop.
Yeah, and Gompers was like it was just fun as fuck. It was just like, it was really ghetto, like, you know what I'm saying? It was like, it was ghetto as fuck, and it was just pretty ass girls, all kind of shit.
Not to cut you off, but a lot of people compare, and Rassus said it in the conversation with him.
Yeah.
But a lot of people said that Gompers was like East Side High on Lean On Me.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people compare it to that.
Yeah.
Like how wild, and you know what I mean? It was turned like that.
It was fun in a motherfucker, and it was just like, I don't know, you had all kind of different friends. If you was cracking, you know what I'm saying, you had Mexican friends, white friends, all kind of motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? It's just a different.
And then in the hood,
was rapping, like, I remember a lot of niggas rapping up there. You know what I'm saying? Battling and shit like that. Every motherfucking like rapping was a real motherfucking thing up there. You know what I'm saying? Like that was the main shit. Like I remember all the little MCs that used to come like at lunchtime. Niggas used to battle and shit. You know what I'm saying? And I remember after one summer I went there. It was. I remember Baby Scar. I felt he was better than me at the time. Just he had battle, put his words together or something. But after that fucking summer, I adapted.
All right,
summertime, a nigga adapted. You know what I mean?
All right, hold on. You getting ahead of me. You on go. Hold on. Now, when you got there, who was going there as far as the hood and other areas that you could think of, like as far as
that nigga Baby Scar from Skyline was going there, motherfucking Baylo from the set, Baylo was going there, motherfucking who else was going there? I don't know. I don't know if Big June was going there. I don't remember Big June was going there. But it was shit, everybody was going to that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? That was the school. You know what I'm saying? Or you was older. You know what I mean? You was going to Lincoln. I never went to Lincoln. I was like, by time it was my time the grades to go to Lincoln, I was already in fucking juvenile hall already.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
All right, so you said Bayloke was there, and I'm guessing there was other homies there too. Who was it? A homie at Gompers or a homie outside of school that you probably cling to that made you want to be from the hood? Because Ozark is literally, it's on our side of Imperial, but it's across the street from Lincoln High School. So that area right there is still Lincoln Park. As far as, you know what I mean? As far as the community and the gang. But it's literally like a block away from 47th Street. So I'm guessing either around where you lived or walking to school or going back home, you had to have encountered the homies at some point.
No, I was hanging with homies already. I was hanging with Big Mike Lowe. I knew Big Mike Lowe before I knew a gang of motherfuckers. He was one of the first niggas. This one, he was skinny with fucking short haircut. You know what I'm saying? Big Mike Lowe and Salt Rock.
So Big Mike Lowe didn't have a Jerry curl.
Nah, this way before then, you know what I mean? And it was shit, him, motherfucking Salt Rock, Tay Dog, you know what I'm saying? I met them niggas when I was little. You know what I mean? When I first came out here. Then I knew Baylo. Me and Baylo used to hang out because we went to school together. You know what I'm saying?
And all these dudes was already from the hood.
Yeah, he lived right there. You already know. Yeah.
Right.
They was already, you know what I'm saying? And it was on some shit to where I knew niggas from out of town too. It wasn't just homies from the set. You know what I mean? I knew LA niggas, Compton niggas.
Right.
And they was all Crips. You feel me?
Now this is already about 86, so the crack era is going on. So there is people from LA in San Diego at that time.
Yeah.
For whatever reason. Is that what you're referring to?
Yeah.
All right. So Mike, is it safe to say that Mike Lowe is probably one of the reasons?
Not just that though. Me and Lil Boss Hog, nigga, tweet brother. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace, Lil Boss Hog. That was like really one of my first little bros. You know what I mean? Cuz was taking me to LA. It wasn't just about niggas out here. We were going out there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He was taking me to Long Beach, shit like that, and hot models and shit. You know what I'm saying? And I remember I was like 12 years old back then when he was doing that. You know what I'm saying? Cuz would pick me up and take me to Long Beach and meet motherfuckers that he knew back then. You know what I'm saying? Showing me how to drive and all the shit. You know what I mean?
Sound like he was advanced.
Yeah, Lil Boss Hog. Yeah.
All right, so at what age did you get locked up?
The first time I got locked up, I was probably 13, 14. I probably was 14, about to be 15. I got locked up for some dope or some shit, but they couldn't prove it was mine. It was the first time I ever been locked up or some shit like that. So they gave me all my bread back, gave me my jewelry back and all that shit, gave me my money back. I remember going downtown to that same police station right there.
Right.
Picking up my money and my jewelry and all that shit. You know what I mean? They dropped the case, but that was the first time I went to jail.
So did you ever hit Campo?
Yeah, the second time I went to jail. The first time I went, it was like just slap on the wrist. They gave me my money back, dropped the case. You know what I mean? But that second time, probably did a little time and went to Campo and was supposed to do like 8 months in Campo or some shit like that. But they came with a new program, YDC program.
Right.
You feel me? So that made it to where I only really did 3 months in Campo and was able to go to that program.
Right.
And complete that program from the street. You know what I'm saying?
I did the same thing years later.
Yeah, so that was fire because the nigga didn't want to be in that bitch. It was like torture as a kid being in jail. You know what I'm saying? It was way worse. The county is different. It's like, you know what I'm saying? It's a different, them goddamn colors on them walls and shit when you little as a kid, them stupid ass colors and shit, cuz they do that shit on purpose. When you paint,
it's psychological.
Thank you.
Come on, man.
I don't gotta
you gotta
explain
think
it's
grown
you know
people who thought of this institution and they're advanced, so they know everything that's gonna make you tick, everything that's gonna make you depressed, everything that's gonna make you angry. This wasn't just no coincidence or no accident. It was premeditated. Everything that they did.
And them motherfucking colors was depressing as fuck because I swear to God, nigga, I done been to the county jail, nigga, from motherfucking from Wayside to George Bailey to the pen and all the other shit. Nigga, juvenile hall is the worst time I ever did in my life, just for the colors of the walls.
Yeah.
On my mama, cuz. Just for the colors of the walls, nigga. And that shit is so depressing. And they know exactly what they doing. It should be against the law. What the fuck they be doing?
The homie want to boycott colors.
No doubt, goddammit.
Nah, but so all right, so you went to Campo. Was it homies in there? What was going on in Campo at the time? This is the late 80s we talking about, and I'm already knowing that it's just, you know, you meeting people from other hoods and there's homies in there, and you was rapping at this time already. Yeah. So I'm quite sure you was already I want to say celebrity, but you was
I was the best.
Pretty much, yeah, pretty much.
My mama, it was a thing.
I'm quite sure even rivals and essays
thing.
want to hear you rap. You know what I'm saying?
That was my thing. Like niggas knew where I was from. I was from the set and all that, but niggas knew, nigga, this is what I do. You know what I'm saying? And I want to, if whoever think they better than me, let's get that clear. Let's make that happen to show that you're not. You know what I'm saying? That was my whole thing. That's why I was so competitive when I rap with niggas in the real game. You know what I'm saying? In the industry, you feel me? Like, you hear my part on the song, my shit gonna be different, cause you feel me? Like I try to stand out. You know what I mean?
And that you did. You know what I mean? All the way back to even the songs with South Central Cartel, and you know what I mean? You always stood out.
Yeah.
All right, now, so you get out from that, and then is that when you caught another case and went to YA, right? After that time, or did you go back another time in between that?
I went to YA. YA was weird because one thing about me, man, I really know how to, like, you know what I'm saying, get my way out of some bullshit without, first of all, anything I ever did, I did it by myself. I ain't never had a crime where no other nigga was involved with nothing. You know what I mean? So when I get in trouble, nigga, I'm smart enough to do what the fuck the motherfuckers tell me. Hey, come to court. You feel me? Show up, nigga. You know, whatever they give me, I do what the fuck I gotta do and get the fuck, do my time or whatever, get the fuck, put it behind me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But my YA shit was weird because, nigga, on some real shit, this was the first time where the judge was trying to work with me because I was an asshole. I was a troublemaker. The judge was trying to work with me, like, send me out of town, give me an out-of-town release instead of sending me to YA.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And my pops thought I was fucking up so much. He like, nigga, you ain't coming out here with me. You feel me? He like, fuck that shit. So I'm like, this nigga. So they sent me to YA and shit on that. And it was crazy, nigga. I remember the judge even motherfucking gave me, like, he was like, man, I ain't gonna just send you out like that. He said, I'm gonna give 2 more weeks for your family to think about whoopty whoop, nigga, before I do it, you know what I'm saying? So try to make it happen before then or whatever. Nigga, them motherfuckers still was playing games, cuz, so I just went like, fuck it. But on some real shit, when I look at things, it made me a stronger motherfucker now. You know what I'm saying? It made me a stronger person now because, nigga, it was gladiator school in that motherfucker. And if you wasn't strong, you was gonna get taken advantage of, nigga, or you was gonna show nigga I ain't to be fucked with. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm gonna tear this motherfucking whole shit up. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it was. So it went from that and learning how to become a man in situations to where, nigga, I gotta protect the motherfuckers that I fuck with. I gotta protect myself. I gotta make sure, nigga, we all get home safe. That's the key. Nigga,
right. No
fuck shit, no square bullshit, no JCat shit. You know what I'm saying? Nigga.
Now, was there any homies with you on YA? Because
Yeah,
I know you said you hit SRCC, right? And
in YA, it was Weasel. Me and Weasel was in motherfucking me, Weasel, Lil Boss Hog, motherfucking who else? Yeah, probably me, Weasel, Lil Boss Hog. And I don't know. I probably think a couple more niggas.
Which YAs did you hit?
I was in motherfucking all they did motherfucking I was in Paso on Morrow Cottage. That's where I was at, Paso Robles.
Right. Now, there's another YouTuber, a Hispanic YouTuber, that I rock with named Dubs. Dubs, remember you from YA. He was in Paso. I didn't conversated with him before, and he didn't told me.
Yeah.
He didn't said it on his channel that he was in YA with you, and he vividly remembers you rapping.
No doubt. I remember I won first place in that motherfucker too, and it was crazy because we had to rap about shit that, you know, it was easy for me to rap about it because I got different levels of my shit. Like, it's gang shit, but it's blackness first.
Right.
Before anything, you know what I'm saying? That's what Jayo Felony is. It ain't no gang shit, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
This nigga, I stand for something, justice against y'all oppressors. You
Right.
feel me? That's what Jayo is. And I be spitting that shit, you know what I'm saying? Trying to ride for my folks, my colored folks, you know what I'm saying? And ride and spit that shit, you know what I'm saying?
All right, and I'm glad you said that, because when I had I had a list a while back. I don't know if you've seen it, and I had my top 5 gangster rappers.
Yeah.
And you had people in the comments telling me, "Oh, what about your homie Jayo?"
Yeah.
And I kept trying to tell them that the homie is bigger than a gangster rapper. Like that would be a disservice to you by even just putting you in that category, because you more versatile than that. And people didn't understand that. People was like, "Oh, Jayo, oh, you missed your homie." Like, nigga, you don't even put yourself. You could do that, but you don't put yourself in that category. So why would I put you in that category?
Yeah, man. I'm trying to be on some historical shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be with the greats, man. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes people put titles on shit. The media put titles on shit. You know what I'm saying? And everything ain't even gangster. I'm not. First of all, I don't even use that word gangster just from how we grew up anyway.
Right.
That's not even a word I would use.
Nigga gonna say huster if anything.
Yeah, that's my point. You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
Right.
So people don't even know that because they don't know their politics. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So just certain words be used because either the media, that's how they push it and put try to put a negative stigma on that. You know what I'm saying? And that's ain't what it is. You know what I mean? So, you know, I'm just glad right now through all that labeling shit, a motherfucker, the music I'm making now, and I'm able to show people now who the fuck I really am. You know what I'm saying? And people starting to see that, hey, there's something different about this dude. This ain't the same. You know what I'm saying? Shit is just about music all the time. You know what I'm saying? It's a bigger picture than that. And nigga trying to push a different line and connect the dots with motherfuckers that give a fuck about theyself. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody out here, a lot of people out here ain't all the way there mentally. You know what I'm saying? And it shows. And it's nothing to try to judge nobody, because anybody could probably be on that level at any day. You never know what could take you there. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not judging nobody. But motherfuckers that do got all they shit still, you know what I mean? And give a fuck about life and know what it is, need to connect, you know what I'm saying, and shit.
So
you know what I mean?
So when you first, I'm gonna jump ahead just a little bit, then we're gonna get back to YA. But so when you was saying Gangsta Nation Crew, was that you just taking what they was referring to, that genre of music, and just embracing it? Like, if that's what y'all labeling, you know, this genre of rap, which was reality rap.
Gangsta rap, that's what it was. You know what I'm saying? You know, you say that's gangster, this gangster. You know, it's but at the end of the day, it's just a word. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's like you gotta know how to separate the two. I always say huster style, huster this, huster that. You know what I'm saying? To let you know that is different. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's a difference. You know what I'm saying? And one thing about it that I trip on, a lot of niggas glorify the old motherfuckers and try to talk about us a certain age, but nigga, every gangster you glorifying, it look like they 75, 85 years old Italian motherfucker.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you got them on your wall, and a lot of times, it's funny to me that I understand it, but like, people got an actor on their wall, like they got Rocky on their wall as a boxer.
Right.
And this nigga never got in the ring in his
fucking
life.
Or they got Al Pacino or Robert De Niro.
You know what I'm saying? And they try to stand up to real boxers or make it like, you feel me?
Right.
I don't know. It's weird, but I see the play. I see the play, man.
All right. Now let's get back to your name. I skipped that part.
Yeah.
Justice against y'all oppressors.
Yeah.
You said felony was carved into a desk when you was at school. What school was that?
That was the juvenile hall.
All right.
That was in Unit 100. I was in Unit 100. That's when I was about to go to YA, and I seen felony carved in the desk. And I was in Unit 100. That's also when Dougie Fresh came and was beatboxing and shit, and I was rapping and shit. Oh yeah, I remember Shawnee Bo from Lincoln Park was in there with me and shit. He was in 100. I think he was about to go to YA and shit. He told Dougie Fresh I knew how to rap, and that nigga started beatboxing and shit, and nigga started rapping and shit. But nigga, I rocked the house though. That shit was dope. It was a memory I'll never forget. Cause the whole, like, everybody that was outside, it was at least like 100 motherfucking inmates outside rocking to the shit with me and Dougie Fresh. And that shit was like a fucking movie, like, you know what I'm saying? Before I ever was really rapping, you know what I mean? So,
right. So you caught that case in about 89?
No, probably like 90, something like that. Yeah.
You caught
probably
the case
like
in 89?
Yeah. And then I went to YA. Yep, you right. I went to YA.
I only know that because you said by 89
like
I was sipping on the finest wine.
No,
you know what I mean?
I went to YA like 91.
90.
Or like 90.
90, all right.
Yeah.
So when did you get out?
91.
91, you got out.
I did like 19 months altogether.
All right. Now, what was going on when you got out as far as like the hood in the city? Like when you got it, of course, being in there, you hearing about all kind of stuff going on. You know, it's cracking.
When I got out, I remember coming to the hood, and all the homies was like, we used to walk around a lot deep back then. You know what I'm saying? We used to walk from like 47th Street to Burger King and shit like that. We'd be like 40 homies deep. You know what I'm saying? And I remember one night, this when I first got out, I remember bumping MWA new album, The Niggas for Life.
Right.
I remember that had just came out. We was all back in Pop's Rest in Peace backyard. We was back there bumping that shit, a gang of homies and shit. I remember that shit. But I don't know, man. It was I don't know. I kept going to jail a lot back then. You know what I'm saying? Like once I got out of YA, I had went on a run, and that's how I got my deal with Jam Master Jay and them. You know what I'm saying? I was on the run, but it was like once I turned 21, they couldn't lock me up no more. So I get a dishonorable discharge from the youth authority, and then I'm a grown man. They can't fuck with me no more. So I went out to the East Coast with one of my brothers, and that's how I got connected with Jam Master Jay from Run DMC and shit.
So it's safe to say you was on the run for like at least a year, like 2 years, something like that.
Yeah, and I went to record out of town. That's how I made the Locals on His Own and Sherm Stick and Penitentiary Bound. I wrote all them songs without no beat, and then I found the right beats for them and shit. You know what I mean? I used to write songs and have a beat in my head, and then I find a track, put the shit to it.
All right, so yeah, you said you went on the run, you went out there, and you got connected with Jam Master Jay from being in Virginia, or did you go to New York?
Being in Virginia, because it was Norfolk State University, and my first manager was going to Norfolk State, so he was born in New York, so he knew all the motherfuckers, Jam Master Jay and them. You know what I'm saying?
All right, and I mean, did you just holler at him? Did you freestyle for him? Like, what was it?
I had Living for Them 4 Things. We had a motherfucking 2 songs, Living for Them 4 Things and Piss on Your Tombstone. That's when I was dissing a couple niggas from out here.
Right. That song you can still find on YouTube.
Yeah.
It's rare.
Yeah.
Like, but every now and then it pop up.
Piss on Your Tombstone?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's got me my deal. Piss on Your Tombstone and Living for Them 4 Things. And then I signed to Jam Master Jay label, and I put out some soundtrack shit like on Jason's Lyric. And
now hold on. Piss on Your Tombstone was directed at who specifically? And we just, just because it's
Big
history.
and I forgot the other nigga, the name named Felony, another nigga named Felony.
Now, I remember, I think on the, I think it was on when Big June was on Kev Max interview, the live stream, he had spoke on it. What was the reason for you dissing him? You just was being competitive, or just based on like he from the other side? Like what was the reason?
Yeah, it wasn't. He was from the other side. We was cool. I wasn't even tripping on that. You know what I'm saying? Cause we used to be cool. We was we had the same manager at one point.
Yeah, he said something like that.
Yeah, so it was just. I was just talking shit. But me and him was cool. You know what I'm saying? I just was like, nobody can't fuck with me rapping. That's it. That's it. Nobody can't fuck with me rapping. Cause that's it.
So you was just being an asshole.
Yeah, but we
and
was
young
cool.
and young.
Yeah, it wasn't just I was being an asshole. It was just I was just having fun rapping. You know what I mean? But I used to see him.
You was being competitive.
Yeah, I used to see him all the time. We was cool. You know what I'm saying?
All right. So you said that's the song that got you your deal. You was on the Jason's Lyrics soundtrack. You was getting introduced to people. You did Knock on Wood with South Central Cartel. Did a few songs with them. Take a Ride, your debut album. What was the process like recording that? Did you record that in New York? Did you record that in California? Like what?
I recorded a lot of it with Jam Master Jay up in New York. You know what I mean? He had a studio out there where we did a lot of songs, but before I went out there, I did a lot of shit in Virginia. You know what I'm saying? That's because I was still on the run. So I made a lot of shit out there in Virginia, and then once I did finish once I did the situation, the contract, then I went out to New York with Jam Master Jay, and we started recording. And I made all the shit out of all the rest of the shit.
Okay, what was the inspiration behind Sherm Stick? Because a lot of people love that song. That's one of your biggest songs as far as like, that's a cult classic. What was that all about? That was just like whatever at the time, motherfucker, just like, man, this is how we living in California, because that is a California thing. I know it's popular in DC too.
Mm-hmm.
What is it popular in Virginia? Because I know that's right next door.
Nah, it probably is now, but not back then. I mean, when I made that record, I just wanted to make something different because everybody was talking about chronic and shit like that.
Right.
At the time, and I was like, let me make something about one of these drugs. And that was the one, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Sherm. I'm like, because, I mean, basically is nothing else you could rap about was weed, Sherm.
Right. You couldn't be like, nigga, I'm finna
crack.
smoke some crack. Yeah,
you feel me? So I just made a song about that because back then, people that smoke PCP, it make you think you feel like Hercules or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And it was just a dope record, and I think it was a play on words with the Teddy Pendergrass song. You know what I'm saying? And the homie Big Bull, rest in peace, was singing on it, singing that part. So it just was a fun record. You know what I mean?
So,
hey, but I know it touched motherfuckers because niggas from New York told me they dug the record. Niggas like legendary rappers like Nas and Raekwon. You know what I'm saying? Niggas that ain't even from New York. I mean, from California.
right.
You know, gave me my props and shit for it. You know what I mean? So I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Now you mentioned Lil Bull, rest in peace. How did he end up on the record? Did you even know that he had that side to him, or did you was just doing it and he was like, let me get on that? Like, how did that come about?
When after I got the sample about the song, we was just in the studio and that nigga hooked the hook up, you know what I'm saying? We was just in there clowning and that shit just came together, you know what I mean?
Right.
And when he sung on the hook, cause Bull come from a church background too, his moms and his pops. You already know they had the church right on 47th Street.
Right.
You know
which is still there, but it's like boarded up and abandoned.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So he come from that background, you know what I mean? So it's like he had that voice, you know what I mean? Nigga got it in for me, made the song complete. Cause I don't even think about having nobody singing on it, you know what I mean?
Right.
Well, he made the shit complete.
And for those of y'all who don't know, Lil Bull is Bully 3's dad. So yeah, that's who's on the hook on that song. All right, so you drop the Take a Ride album. That's a classic, homie.
Yeah,
you
man,
did that, bro. And then the next album, What You Gonna Do, took you to even higher heights, but that was released on Def Jam, right?
Yeah, What You Gonna Do was on Def Jam.
So how did you end up doing the deal with Def Jam?
I got out of the situation with Jam Master Jay. Rest in peace to Jam Master Jay. I got out of the situation with his label first, and Leor signed me directly to Def Jam, like a 10-album deal. So I would have still been putting out records right now from the label, if I, you know what I mean? So it's like I had like a 10-album deal, and my first album was coming out called Hotter Than Fish Grease, and then they pushed my album back. I don't know why. I didn't even want to fucking deal with nobody no more. Once they pushed my album back once, which probably made sense what they was doing, but I didn't know the business, and I was the one handling the business and being an artist. I was like, fuck y'all, I'm out of here. I don't want to fuck around. I don't want to keep playing around. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, so you was gonna name the What You Gonna Do album Hotter Than Fish Grease?
No, I was gonna name the Crip Hop, my Crip Hop album.
Oh,
Hotter Than Fish Grease. My album I put out called Crip Hop.
All right.
Gonna be Hotter Than Fish Grease.
So you we'll get to Crip Hop. So you basically did What You Gonna Do. That song was a big hit. And then you did the remix, or you did the remix with Method Man and DMX.
No, that was the original.
That was the original one.
Yeah.
And then you did the remix with who on it?
With Mac 10 and Redman and Dub C. Dub C.
Now, everybody that you named, this was the prime of their career.
Yeah.
And you got them on the record, and y'all made history. Now, after that album, obviously being a success, in between that album and the Crip Hop album, you had started doing music with Snoop and the East Siders.
Yeah.
And that record was Got Beef.
Got Beef, represent that.
Right. Yeah, represent that on the Corrupt album.
Yeah.
Is that the Streets Is a Motherfucker? Right. Okay, so at some point you had some type of little disagreement with Snoop and Jay-Z, which that came out on the Crip Hop album. Do you care to explain what that was about? If you care to even.
It wasn't no really shit. You know what I'm saying? It was basically niggas. Like I was tripping on the gang shit with Jay-Z. Like he like the first. He was speaking on that shit, and I know like nigga, you ain't living that type of life. So it was on that level, just being competitive, cause really,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I was out there fucking with some New York niggas and shit. Niggas like, fuck it, let's just go up. Niggas just made a record, you know what I'm saying, with Jimmy Henchman and niggas, them niggas, you know what I mean?
In the Snoop Dogg thing was over the Crip Hop thing.
Yeah. It
Now-
was just a term I made up fucking with E40. We was making a song with me, him, and Sibo. And, you know, niggas just start saying Crip Hop without acknowledging, like, giving me my props for,
Right.
I don't know, you know what I'm saying?
Right. And that's understandable, but that was, you know, on some, obviously you was a lot younger and you know, you felt some type of way about that. But obviously that's in the past. So
Yeah, it's in the past. We didn't squash that bullshit. You know
at what
saying?
point did you squash that with Snoop, and have you ever spoken to Jay-Z about that?
Yeah, me and Jay-Z we definitely squashed that shit. Me and Snoop did too, you know what I mean? You know, we good, you know what I'm saying? And they got dope new shit coming out, you know what I'm saying? I ain't on no I'm making music. I'm chilling. You know what I'm saying? I ain't tripping.
All right. So, in between Crip Hop and what was your next project? Because it seemed like you kind of took a back seat and you kind of took a break for a minute, for some years. What was the next project after Crip Hop?
Shit. After Crip Hop, I had to deal with a label called Treacherous Records with me, Big Psych, rest in peace, the homie Nocturnal, who else was over there? Crooked Eye was over there and shit. And we were supposed to put out a record. I had a record coming out called In the Trenches, right?
Right.
And shit, it was ready to go. So that was where I left off. After I left with Crip Hop, that was supposed to be the thing, was In the Trenches. And it was crazy. Niggas was in LA was going crazy for that shit, trying to get it at the stores and all that. And I don't know what the fuck happened with the situation from the label that was in control of distributing or whatever, but it was finna be cracking, you know what I mean? So that's where I left off at.
What year was that?
That was like 2004, something like that, 2005. Like, yep, 2004 or 5. Yeah.
All right, now, I remember a brief period of time when you was doing music with Mobb Deep and Corrupt.
Yeah.
I remember specifically.
Yeah, the Rifleman shit.
I remember being on 49th Street. This is about 2005. It was me and Baby Ty, and I remember you pulling up. I remember you hopping out the car, smoking a blunt. I remember you telling us that you had something going on with them at the time. You said that was Rifleman. Whatever came of that? Did that ever get put out, or it just kind of y'all went y'all separate ways, or what?
We made some songs. We made a lot of songs. Probably we made over 5 songs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We made over like 5 songs, but I don't know, man. Shit. Oh, I know what happened. Motherfucking 50 Cent. That nigga, that's when Mobb Deep went over there with G on it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's when Prodigy, because Prodigy was really the one we was in a group with.
Right. Had you ever ran across 50 Cent when you was dealing with Jam Master Jay and he was, or was that after you? Because even though you was on Def Jam, did you still have a relationship with Jam Master Jay?
Yeah, no doubt. But 50 Cent was there after I left over there. He was doing his thing after I left. But yeah,
had you heard of him at that time?
Yeah, I heard him from his single when he had the How to Rob, when he was talking about all the rappers and shit.
Right. Yeah. Did you think he was gonna blow up to what he is now?
I mean,
or you wasn't paying attention?
I couldn't see that fucking far, but I know that record. Had everybody. Because back then I used to be in New York around in those days, but I know that record it became hot. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like it shook up the industry as far as all those rappers and shit he was naming. That record it stood out. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So. Okay, so at some point you ended up catching a case or two. And you ended up in the LA County Jail. What was that experience like? Because there was something that came out not too long ago about Soulja Boy dissing Draco. Did you see that? Okay, well, when Draco got out, he has said that Soulja Boy was in PC. Now, Draco been gone about a year. I think in a couple days it'll be a year. And just recently, like 2 months ago.
Is Draco and Soulja Boy the same person?
No. Soulja Boy refers to himself as Big Draco. Because his name is, he said his name is Dre Cortez, so it's Draco. But Draco is a rapper from LA.
Okay.
Or was. He rest in peace.
Yeah, for sure.
So I can understand the confusion. Now, recently, like a couple months ago, Soulja Boy just randomly decided to diss Draco after he been dead. But he didn't say it when Draco was alive. Now, it's another dude named Brick Baby from 60s who was in there at the same time. And they're saying that Soulja Boy was in that, whatever you call a K10 or whatever you referred to in our First Street TV interview that Suge Knight was in, where the celebrities go. That's what he was in. Basically, he wasn't around nobody. And they basically consider that PC. Now, when you went in there, did they give you the option to do that?
The option to do what?
That go K10 or K, whatever you call it, with a famous people go in the LA County Jail.
Yeah, I had to make me go back on general population.
Right.
I had to tell them, I had to sign papers if something happened to me, it's my fault. And I told them I was gonna sue their ass if they tried to put me in there. So I had to wait in a thing called the fishbowl. You know what I'm saying? So I was in there 30 days in the fucking fishbowl. And then after that, they put me back in the main line. Once I seen the sergeant, he told me I was on the computer as a well-known rapper. And I told him I was just in Wayside, like right before I got here, you know what I'm saying? I was like, shit, you can't put me nowhere else back in general population. You know what I mean? So he made me sign some papers. He was like, if something happened to you, I'm like, it's my fault. I'm like, hell yeah. But I went back on the main line. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and the LA County Jail is wild, and they don't too much care who you are. Even you being who you was, whether they knew or not, just your affiliation, that was obviously something that was going to be a problem for certain people based on what they affiliate with. So you had your little, you know, scrimmages with people.
Yeah, I mean, shit, you know how I go. You gotta have some fucking heart. It ain't like you just walk around do-do-do-do-do, I'm a fucking rapper. You know, knock it off, you know what I'm saying?
Right. You know how many niggas don't care about that?
Hell no.
Most niggas gonna try to test you even more because of that.
If I got a problem, I gotta go to the back, move the bunks like the next motherfucker, you know what I mean? But that's the thing, I'm willing to do that, you know what I'm saying? A lot of niggas rapper never do no shit like that. But I'm willing to go back there and whatever, win, lose, or draw. That's the difference.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm a man first before a fucking rapper, you know what I mean?
Right. So you did about a year, you got out, and well, prior to you going in, had you started working on the Broken Ground series
when
yet?
I went in the last time?
Yeah, the last time. What, have you been in the LA County Jail more than once?
Hell yeah.
All right, see, I only knew about that last time. I didn't know. How many times you been in that motherfucker?
I've been in that bitch like 15 times, cuz. What the fuck?
Nigga,
I've been in there.
Hey, you been in there more than the San Diego County Jail.
Oh, neighborhood. I've been in that motherfucking Wayside, bro. The Wayside, nigga. The Compton Jail, nigga. The fucking Twin Towers, nigga.
I'm trying to think of who it was. It was somebody else I just seen on YouTube that said you was in there too. I can't remember.
Man, I've been in that mother George Bailey, man. All that bullshit.
Right. And what's the reception being in the San Diego County jails, Bailey, South Bay, whatever? What's that like when they notice that you in there?
What, George Bailey?
Any of them. But yeah, Bailey.
What's that County, like? LA County, on some real shit, like one time I was in there, I had to do 6.5 months in that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And that's when I got into it with the police and shit. I had to do 6.5 months. I kicked the police window out the back seat of the car. And I was in the back seat of the car and I kicked the window out from when I was laying down handcuffed. And then they did something, they lied, got some time. I did like 6.5 months in that motherfucker. But that time, shit. Excuse me. That time, nigga, I had fucking, I was in the Twin Towers. I was on the 5th floor. I stayed the whole time for some reason on that floor. a lot of niggas get moved around, go to Wayside and all that, but for some reason, they let me stay on that floor. And there was a motherfucking guard that he used to rap, but he was a guard, and motherfuckers used to get mad because he used to bring me food from the kitchen and real food and shit like that.
Right.
And we had them savage come to the front and bringing me plates and shit, and I walked back to my bunk with plates of real food and shit like that. And you know, I was in that motherfucker for like 6.5 months. And once I got out of there, the next time I was in there for about 2 weeks. And after I went there, I went to the pen and shit. But that time that I was in there for 6 months, I started in the motherfucking, or one time I was in that motherfucker when I spit. They thought I was gonna spit into the police face. They had that mask on me. I didn't spit in nobody's face, but they had that mask on me and shit. And they tried to put me in the fucking crazy part. And nigga, they had me in a rubber room and all that shit. And I was in that motherfucker. And then the lady, the psychiatrist lady, seen me on Crib Cut. That bitch recognized me. She was like, I know you ain't fucking crazy. What the fuck you doing over here? Whoopty whoop. A lady was like a pretty older black lady with some glasses, with her little hair in a ponytail.
Did she let you brush it?
I wish I would have let you know. I wish she would have let me brush it. Hey, she was like, I'm get you out of this fucking crazy part, you know what I'm saying? And put you back where you supposed to be, but if you trip, I'm gonna make you stay here or whatever. She let me get the fuck out of there. And then I went back to main line and shit. But I remember going back there when I first started rapping, when I first got to deal with Def Jam, with Jam Master Jay. I went to the county for some weed or some shit.
Oh, so you went there way back in the 90s?
Yeah. And it was I went to Wayside too back then in the 90s. And it was the motherfucking Crip modules and the modules where all the goddamn gangs was at. And I remember some civilians, boy, they was scared as fuck to go in that Crip module. They heard them niggas in there fighting and shit. And I think I was getting transferred going somewhere, and I seen it, man. That shit used to be treacherous, and that motherfucker straight the fuck up.
Yeah. All right,
only
so
the strong survive.
Right. So the last time you got out after you did the year,
yeah,
you was already working on the project with Exhibit, right? The Broken Ground.
Yeah, I was working on the project with X before I had to turn myself in. Like, I got caught with some pistols or whatever, so I had to do like 2.5, and but the judge let me stay out and fucking finish the film I was doing with Exhibit. Then I had to turn myself in to get the deal that he put on the table. You know what I'm saying? That's how I know something ain't right. Nigga, I made a deal with the judge. I didn't make no deal with the prosecutor. Nigga, the judge, that's the difference. I made a deal with the judge, nigga, said, come here, you gonna get this deal, nigga. If you don't turn yourself in after you finish filming that movie, then I'm gonna give you this much time.
Right.
If you turn yourself in, you get 2.5. I'm gonna send you straight to the pen. You ain't gonna have to do the time in the county jail. My lawyer made sure, I had a good lawyer though. He made sure I ain't had to do my time in the county jail, and I went straight to the pen.
Right, because by that time, they started giving people them local terms.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Right.
So I went and did my 2.5, which ended up being 10 motherfucking months. Came home off my pistol case. And by that time, nigga, Exhibit came pick me up from the pen and showed me the movie and shit like that. You know what I mean?
Right. And shout out to Exhibit.
Straight up. X was out here today.
Right, he was out here today. I met him briefly. But yeah, they was doing their thing, him and Be Real, Cypress Hill. Let me back up real fast. You got a connection to Exhibit. When did that start? Was that something from back in the days, or was that something?
Me and X, when I first started fucking with X, it's crazy, man. Method Man hooked that shit up. We did a song called Putty Pop. That's when we first did our first song together. Me, Method Man, and Exhibit.
Right.
And that came out on Loud Records on the 40 Days and 40 Nights album. And then Exhibit used to come pick me up and shit, smoke blunts with me and shit when I had the little. That's when all the rappers was living in these apartments out in the valley, where the little deer and shit used to be running around, the motherfucking wolves and shit, the outlaws. I had a pad in there, out in North Hollywood and shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
All right. So the reason why I'm asking you that is because Exhibit also had a music relationship with another artist out of San Diego.
Yeah.
From right across Imperial.
Yeah.
You guys may or may not have heard of him, but that's Mitchie Slick.
Yeah.
At some point there was some type of I would say, I don't know, disagreement or tension between y'all two as well. Was that just you being competitive like the Big June situation, or was there something that really led up to that?
I don't know. You already know. I just be going at it. I just be rapping, man. Showing
Right.
nigga I'm not fucking around. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Even with that, you know, I said some, you know what I'm saying, some crazy shit. I had that song on that Who Shot Your beat. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I mean? I'm just doing my shit. You know what I mean?
And to this day, like y'all straight now.
Oh, no doubt. You know what I'm saying? I really never had no issues with him. You know what I'm saying? I really ain't had no issues with him. I'm just doing my shit. You know what I'm saying? Being competitive. We from the opposite sides. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? But nigga is way past all that shit. You feel me?
Right.
I don't wish him nothing but much success. You know what I mean? Because we black. We in the same business.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We ain't kids no fucking more. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the type of person to wish nobody no ill intent.
Right.
Especially if you ain't did me no harm. You know what I'm saying? I got bigger fish to fry than be worried about my motherfuckers of my own background. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, I don't wish you nothing but success. You feel me? Maybe
Right.
we can do something. Maybe we can do something in the future. You feel me? Because I feel like it'll be big for the town. You know what I'm saying? It'll be big for San Diego, and that's bigger than me and his personal background and all that bullshit. I feel like if we do something for the town, that shit'll be exciting, and that's what they want to see. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm willing to do that at all costs. You know what I'm saying? Me and Big June hooked up, made some music. You know what I mean? Got a couple more artists on there. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's where the growth is, man. Us coming together and trying to, you know, lead by example. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right. And yeah, shout out to Big June. Shout out to Mitchie Slick. Big June, I actually then linked with a couple times and, you know, smoked with and all that, you know what I mean? But shout out to Slick too, y'all all legends. And for people who wouldn't understand the magnitude of that type of song, specifically, I'm gonna speak to my LA subscribers. That'd be like the 60s, the A-Trays and the I guess I would say like the Inglewood families. Probably, you know, they top rappers being on one song. That's like the best comparison I could make. But like I said, shout out to y'all three, and y'all obviously passed that on some grown man stuff. But so the Broken Ground series, that was iconic, homie.
Appreciate that, man. Shout out to X, man. All parties involved, you know what I mean? The whole Aftermath staff helped us produce that shit. You know what I mean? I think we're gonna do a bigger one next time. You know what I mean? Man, Exhibit and shit. Shit gonna be dope.
All right, so the video shoot, I would say, what was that, like 2 months ago?
Yeah.
What was that like for you, hearing that your young homies was doing a song to pay tribute to you and then reaching out to you to get you on the hook? How did you feel about that?
Oh man, that was dope, man. Shout out to KP2, man, Bully 3. You know what I'm saying? That was a dope. The shit was dope because them niggas know how to, you know, get down, you know what I'm saying? They got skills, you know what I'm saying? So it was good to see them, you know, not, you know what I'm saying, fuck around and make the shit sound dope. You know what I'm saying? Come with some real bars and shit, make the shit sound like it's supposed to, you know what I mean? So my hat off to them for that, you know what I mean? So it was an honor to see them get down, man, do their thing on that shit.
Right, and that's I know that you've done songs with them too, separately, but I know that right there was just like, that shit it made it seem like it was all worth it. You know what I mean? For it to come back full circle years later, 2022, and people within your community, not only outside the community, but it starts with the community first. Just knowing that the younger generation still look up to your music and cherish your music to even want to remake it and then get you on the song and the video, that was classic right there. I mean, that was a good day. You know what I mean? Wasn't no BS. That was literally like what Ice Cube was talking about. That day was literally that. You know what I mean?
Oh, no doubt, for sure.
So let the people know what you got going on right now, cause I just heard something when I pulled up on you. I said, this nigga is going in. Ain't lost it, not even one bit. Man. You know what I mean? Every time you used to pull up on me, I'm big bro. You had some heat for us. You know what I mean? And a lot of that you ain't released, but I'm quite sure you will whenever you do. But let the people know about this album that you working on right now, and that song that you played for me, that people should be expecting when it's to be expected. What's that about?
Oh man, yeah, I got some fire, man. I'm working on right now. I should be finished. I'm gonna be patient with it and give it to the end of January. You know what I'm saying? Before I start dropping some of the shit I've been working on. Try to make at least like six, 7 more songs in the month of January, and then I'm gonna start dropping the motherfuckers. You know what I mean? With the visuals to them and shit. And you know, that shit I played for you, I just picked that track. Somebody sent me like 10 tracks, and that was like the last track on the shit. And I was like, yeah, that's what I'm looking for. And I knew I was gonna kill that shit, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's gonna be right.
So y'all gotta be on the lookout for that, man. Like I said, the homie gassed that all the way through. You been on your shit, homie. I've been hearing it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's gonna be fun.
But just like I tell people about Bully 3, Bully 3 could show me all the songs he want to. I want everybody else to hear what I just heard. Yeah. You know what I mean? So
the visuals gonna bring it out too, man. The new, you know, it's gonna be some dope shit.
Right.
But yeah, I'm looking for that's the song I let you hear is like one of my favorite records that I made. I got a lot of records that I've been putting together over the last couple months. But that record right there, I play that third out of all of my records. Every time I play my records, it sounds like an album. I feel like that's in its right place. That's one of my main records that I like over all the shit I made. You know what I'm saying? It's got a certain sound to it that's real catchy. You know what I mean?
Right. Yup, man. Shit, that's pretty much all I got right now.
Hoodie Hood.
Yo, for sure, bro.
I appreciate got me drunk off this motherfucking Earl Stevens. I knew it, E40. I shouldn't have fucked with you. This goddamn shit good right here. Shout out to 40 Walker, man. Hoodie Hood. Shout out to your platform, man. Bullet Loco in the building.
Right, man. Appreciate you, bro.
Get your feet whooped. Y'all check my new album out. Finna come out. Get your feet whooped. You know what I'm saying? It's the dope shit.
You already know, man. I'm gonna keep on bringing y'all this content.
They go in the building.
Happy early C-Day to my nigga. It's C-Day tomorrow. He turning 50.
West.
Or 49 plus 1. Well, we like to say 49 plus 1.
Oh, but, no doubt.
Yeah, man. I appreciate y'all for tapping in. We're gonna keep on bringing the fire content. There it is, man. Bullet Loco.
West. Hoodie Hood in the building. Let's get them. Yeah.